Poppin' everybody, welcome to another oh my goodness, another trade recap, another day, another dollar, another beautiful day. Another trade recap though ended up taking one win, one loss, and that loser actually outweighed my win, and I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I did wrong. So coming into the day, overall on the high time frame, I have been pretty bullish. We got the 4 hour change in the state, we got the 4 hour inversion. I want to see price continue higher. I think this is a very clear market maker buy model. We have sell side of the curve. Now this should be buy side of the curve. And I'm looking to see delivery to the upside. Now, with that being said, coming into the morning, however, I was bearish. Why was I bearish coming into the morning? I'm going to tell you. Coming into the morning, we had all of this sell side resting. I did not want to see any type of long now. Yes, we did get this 15-minute inversion, but we had a lot of resting sell side here. We had previous day low resting beneath us as well. I'm going to mark that out right quick. We had previous day low resting beneath us. I'm like, damn. Do I really want to see a long just out of these imbalances up here? No, I don't. We're overly bought. We have, we're yet to rebalance to the equilibrium of this range. We have a lot of risking sell side, so I want to see a sell off before we get bought back up. And that is exactly what we did, in a sense. Now, yes, off of open, we did get this very strong sell off. We put in an SMT with YM at the London and Asia high. Now, the reason I disregarded this going into my first trade was because of the fact that, yes, we did put in this SMT, but this SMT caused us to rebalance, and this SMT put price where it needed to be, so I feel like the SMT was no longer needed. The SMT did its job. How SMTs work is they're going to do their job, they're going to do what they have to do, and then a lot of times after that you can see them get ran through, they will get disregarded later on, and I thought that this would be the point where it would be disregarded because of the fact that overall in the higher time frame, every index has been pretty bullish. We're trading all-time highs right now. The overall sentiment is stronger than weaker. So I'm like, all right, we did put in that SMT, but that SMT did rebalance us, swept London. Now my first trade came here. We swept London, had a very nice recovery on the 4 minute. Now, yes, we did end up holding the 5 minute, but why did I ignore that? I'm gonna tell you. I ignored the 5 minute for one, because every other time frame looked very clean, and I wanted to see these really kind of be the push for the 5 minute, and they also closed before the 5 minute close. This was everything I wanted to see. 1 minute change in the state plus inversion. It was also a close above on the 2 minute and the 4 minute. So I'm like, all right, we're coming out of an imbalance, swept sell side, London low. A lot of relative equal highs above us. I want to see New York Open be taken first. That would be my break even point. And then from there, look to see the rest of the sell side. Excuse me. No. Did we get that? Obviously not. Now, my initial trade was this right here. This is my initial trade with my stop at this low. Went to go break even here. TP1 here. Overall to there. Now, once we got the close on the 4 minute, however, this is where I ended up tightening my position. I tightened my position. My new stop was at that 4 minute candle low because I figured since this is a clean recovery, clean 4 candle recovery. If you are in the Discord, y'all do know 3 to 4 candle V-shaped recoveries are very strong. I guess just patterns in price when it comes to the inversion for value gap. So when you have an inversion for a value gap that happens within 3 to 4 very fast and efficient and large candles, oftentimes that is a very high probable entry. So I liked it. I trailed my stop. I also pyramided once we got that full confirmation. New TP1 there. Well, new TP1 there. New stop loss there. So risk reward was about 2 to 1. Not mad at it at all. Now, the reason this trade failed was because we did end up still holding the 5 minute and we put in an SMT with ES at this high. Now, I honestly didn't like this. We were putting in a lot of SMTs back to back. And then as y'all can see, we did end up holding the 5 minute. Now, this was an avoidable loss in a sense because, yes, if I would have just waited for the 5 minute to prove a reaction, I could have not even entered on this trade. However, I did see everything else. Now, I think I should have just used this as a reason not to take the entry, and I would have avoided the loss. I think going forward, that is what I'm going to do. If there's a reason not to take a trade, I'm not going to take it, and this was honestly my fault. It's not a bad setup, but I could have avoided it. I know why I could have avoided it, so going forward, I'm definitely going to keep that into account. If there is a reason not to take the trade, I'm not going to take it. Not a bad entry, though. It did look pretty nice. Overall price action just failed today. Now, what is the next? Well, I actually avoided 2 trades. The 2 trades I avoided were both winners, and I keep seeing this happen to me. It's annoying. I'm breaking down why. So the first trade I ended up missing out on was actually right It actually came over here. Once we tap this 2 minute, we tap this 2 minute, and once we tapped it, we got the change in state. I wanted to see us really. Jesus. I keep yawning, bro. Jesus. Once we tapped the 2 minute, we got the change in state. Very easy short to London. Didn't take that. The second trade I avoided came right after I got stopped out. Now, the reason I avoided this one was because I have a new rule. My new rule is I cannot take 2 trades within the same 2 minutes. The reason for this, just after doing my back testing, not back testing, but looking through my journal, a lot of my recent losses within my TradeZilla, a lot of the times it's when I'm taking back-to-back trades like this. When I'm taking trades within the same 2 minutes, oftentimes I will lose. So, that being said, I'm going to stop doing that. But this was honestly an A+ setup, rejecting the 5 minute SMT at the highs. Inversion 3 minute, previous day low, resting beneath this. Can I move that? Previous day low, resting beneath us. And that was the overall idea. Did not take it overall. Last year, they ended up taking today. That I ended up winning, but came right here. Once we came back up, retap of the 5 minute, SMT was still intact. I ended up, my bad, y'all. Yeah, I ended up taking this short right here. I took this short once we got this 15-second change in the state plus inversion. Enter short, stop at this high. Literally the same exact trade I took on Friday. Took off a majority. I took off like 80% once we tapped into the 2 minute, which was right here. Y'all can see it. Once we tapped into the 2 minute, I took off 80% of my position. I left my runners to go to this low. I took off another 2 contracts, and I had one more runner that ended up getting stopped out right here. And that was essentially it. Now with this trade, I took off too much too early. I should have, just based off of the speed and velocity of these candles, I definitely could have let them work a little bit more for me. I definitely could have left more runners, which would have overall made my loss back. Because I took a bigger loss than this. My position on that first trade was bigger than this one, so my loss was overall more heavy. So I had to make more money on this trade to really make that loss back. So this trade did not make the loss back. This trade ended up, overall not doing that. So with that being said, I had to really, I could have let it run a little bit more. Really, that's all it is. Ended up still being negative on the day after this one, which is pretty annoying, but it's overall still better than being down a lot more than what I was down, so I'm not really mad at it. But that was the second trade I took, and that was that very clear market maker sell model. A lot of generated sells out here. We didn't take any of these lows. We got the inversion plus change in state with the SMT coming out the 5 minute fair value of everything I need to see aligned. I took that, and that was that though. Overall, am I mad today? Not. Could have avoided that first loss. Could have really been a profit on the day, but it happens. You live and you learn, though. These things are necessary in order to grow, so I'm not really mad at it. But yeah, I think once we took that low, I probably should have just went break even and let the contracts work for me so that I can see a better return on my investment. But that's probably the only thing. And then off that 5 minute trade, that was definitely an avoidable loss. I could have taken that win and then been done for the day. But yeah, that's that. Honestly, I just didn't like all the SMTs at the highs and lows. Today was not the best day, just price action wise. We had a lot of SMTs, a lot of manipulation, a lot of stuff I just didn't like. So yeah, that's that though. I'm gonna leave this right here, and I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you can learn, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out.